Welcome everybody to Dustin's Vinyl. That's my guitar madman on the axe, Mr. Anthony Kapfer.
I'm crazy. That's me.
Crazy. You might know him from illegal NFTs going around.
Oh, yeah. I'm waiting to get cashed out on that.
So here's the story, guys. So Anthony, yesterday we were doing a stand-up show online here on ComedyHub, which you want to check that out. Sets with Dustin Chafin, during the show, he told me somebody ripped off your song, and then somebody was ripped off one of my jokes and was doing an NFT. That is crazy. Like I don't even know how that happens.
You know, I've been looking into this, and it looks like some of the people that are involved in this. The website's called Hit Piece.
Okay.
And some of the people that are involved in this NFT project work at Spotify. And so Spotify helped them get the information they needed to be able to, I guess, mint these songs as NFTs.
Oh my goodness.
And it was like basically every song that was released on a streaming service was being sold.
Oh my God. I mean, Spotify, my God, they're the new Nazis. Holy shit. That is crazy. Like what?
Not good PR for them.
Yeah. They're really having a rough week. Like, I love it how nobody cared when it was like they were screwing comedians, but boy,
everybody's like,
once you start talking about vaccines, we're leaving.
Yeah. Well, there's so much, even before the comedian thing. I mean, they've been consistently one of the lowest paying services of all of them.
Yeah, and probably the most popular. So people probably, that's where they hear our stuff is on Spotify. Most people have it. It's like a convenient service. Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, the thing is with Rogan, it's like, I mean, if you believe a guy that used to make people, eat bugs for money, it's like, that's on you. You know what I mean? Like if that's where you're getting your news, like you're the idiot. Like I don't care. To me, he's just another Jerry Springer. That's all he is. He's just putting on people to create controversy, to get people to listen, and do this. He's going to get bigger off of this. I'm sure he'll go somewhere else if Spotify has to get rid of him, but they're not getting rid of him. He's their Stern. So everything is around him. There's no way they're going to get rid of him.
They gave him several $100 million. Yeah. So they made their choice. Yeah. They could have paid that money to all the artists.
Oh yeah. That's the thing. Yeah. They don't care about anything, just about making, a splash with somebody like that. But but the thing is with me, it's like anybody that listens to Neil Young or Joni Mitchell, most of them are listening to it on vinyl anyway. They don't know how to operate a stream service. Most of the people that are listening to that, it's the same people that have the senior cell phone. Like nobody's listening under the age. Yeah, Cricket. Is it the Cricket? It was the Cricket. And then,
I think. I don't know.
No. Cricket's the service for poor people. And then
I thought Cricket was for old people.
No, it's the June bug.
Oh, June bug.
It's one of the bugs.
Okay.
One of the bugs. Yeah, it's really strange though. It's like, do you know if any money was like processed? Like, did somebody buy your thing or no? You don't know.
They didn't buy mine, but there were bids on some of the ones. I looked up a few of them, and
so I didn't have any bids yet.
I don't think so. I didn't look at all of yours. Yeah. We both had a handful of songs on there.
Oh, they had a couple of them. It wasn't just one.
Yeah, I think for me anyway, they had my whole catalog.
Oh my God.
I looked at yours a little bit. It was like during this point where the website kept going down. So I could it was like an old link that only worked because it was old. But they, like during the show, they started taking the stuff down last night. By the time I told you, it was already. Yeah.
Oh, see, I was hoping it was still in existence so I could go on and at least bid on mine so I don't look like a loser. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because I don't want to be the NFT that nobody bid on. So I've done that before where I've auctioned stuff off for charities and like nobody bought it. So I just be like, hey, I have a friend. I mean, hey, could you just like send 20 in for this and get that signed hat for leukemia or whatever it was.
And then what do you do? You just take the hat back?
I just keep it. Just, whatever. I just take it to Salvation Army and give it to somebody else.
Give them an autographed hat.
Give them an autographed hat. Hey, It's a big deal. But yeah, it's really weird how people go out of their way to screw probably the people that work the hardest and don't get paid what they deserve the most out of, anything in life. And then you're just going to somehow just rape these artists is ridiculous.
Yeah. It's amazing the lengths people will go through to not pay artists.
Yeah, comedy's horrible. It's like the way, it's like I remember, we had protests and like we tried to form a union. A little bit before you started comedy, we did this thing in New York, and it was like, everybody was trying to get comics paid more and stuff. Yeah, so I feel like we're always fighting that, and inflation goes up, and artists still don't get what they deserve. But anyway, so who knows? Maybe we'll have some ComedyHub NFTs coming soon, guys.
Yeah.
Who knows what's coming around the corner?
We might as well take control over this whole NFT thing.
Yeah, I think I didn't even think to do like an image and then have my joke. Like it's like, why not? Like that's a perfect NFT,
Yeah.
Like I thought you had to have some, like you had to bring in an animator and like do, edit something. I guess nobody gives a shit. Well, Justin Bieber just bought an NFT called Bored Ape.
Oh yeah.
$1.3 million.
People are going crazy over these apes.
Yeah. Well, you could buy pictures of me bored all the time. Halfway through the show, if you want to just take a snapshot.
It's just screenshots of us.
Going, really? Pat Benatar again? All right. So,
one of my jokes doesn't work. And you're just like,
really, Anthony? You're going to do the guitar whammy again? All right, folks, I'm going to bring in our guest a little early today. I'm here in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm here with the Nate Bargatze's beautiful, beautiful studio, and I'm touring with him. So don't mean to name drop, but God knows I needed gigs, so this is great. And I'm going to bring in some guys that really big part of the show who know music way more than me. Give it up for my co-host Jeffrey Paul, Adam Holtz. Everybody, come on, bring him in, Anthony. Yeah. Hit me with your best shot. Woo, fire away. So apparently Adam sent me some, Adam's so funny. He's always sending little emails and like the links to things. And I guess they had a poll, Jeff, the most popular female rock singer. What was it? What was the poll?
Well, that was the Snubs.
Snubs. I thought he brought
Snubs.
in.
What is it? Tell me about, what is it? It's top 5 or something, top 10.
Yeah, it was the top 22 worst snubs in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Okay. So it looks like.
And so who was number one? Who was number one?
Let's see. I'm going to pull it up here right now. You want to take a guess?
I'd be just no.
You would never guess it, and it's something that would make my head explode.
Because you have all the knowledge of this stuff. I don't know this stuff. Anthony doesn't know
the
this
number
stuff.
one snub, according to this article,
yes,
all right, was Outkast. Which you adding? No.
You don't agree with this. I can tell by the way you're.
So Outkast,
it's not even fucking close.
Outkast is the biggest snub. What is Adam? I feel you would know this more. Did they have a huge catalog? Because I only remember like 1 or 2 albums from them.
Yeah, they had. What did they have? They had Stankonia and what was their big one? The Speaker Box, the Low Below, the one that was the
right?
the double album. Yeah,
I think they had another one before that.
It starts with an A. I just don't remember the name of it.
I feel like
Aliens or something.
Yeah,
Atlians.
Yeah. I feel like you have to have at least 10 albums to be considered for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
10.
I think that's a good 10. Yeah. Rolling Stones has 10. Led Zeppelin, have 10 albums, just at least 10.
That would mean that a band like Nirvana would never get in, and they had a huge impact.
How many albums do they have?
3.
They had 3 official ones and 4 if you count.
All right. Okay. Well, there can be like, there could be like a kind of a heroin disclaimer, like a, like a handicap. There'd be like a heroin or, suicide
how many did Led Zeppelin have?
They probably had how many albums? 7?
They're probably close. You had the first 4, Zeppelin 1 through 4.
Okay.
Then
Let's make it 5.
Okay.
Yeah, they had more than
Still
5.
Nirvana. Well, I guess
they're probably under 7, under 10.
7.
Okay. This is what we'll do, Anthony. We'll do 5 if you're kind of a mainstream band, and then we'll do at least 3 if you're like a make it impact band.
Okay, that's
like if
fair.
you change the course, then then it could be 3 albums.
Do we also have to have eras? Because like in the 60s and 70s, bands recorded sometimes 2 albums per year. And then like when you're starting at the 80s, 90s, and now there's sometimes 4 or 5 years between albums.
I mean, if they're good albums, I mean, why not? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I feel like, but now it's so easy to record an album because of the tech and everything. So it was harder, I feel, to record back then than it is now. It's so easy.
And expensive.
Anybody can get on your phone, like you were talking about Eilish. Like she could just do the thing in her room. Back then, you had to go in a studio and you had to have hired musicians.
But you need time to write. And they make money now because the whole record business changed, because then you would make money off of your album. Now you make no money off of album and you make it all on merchandise and touring.
Yes. And apparently you don't make it on Spotify. So
make it on Spotify.
I mean,
I got $50 a couple weeks ago.
Did you really? That's huge, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, you can go to the movies maybe
for
with
Spotify.
That.
That's like 10 grand. That's amazing. Yeah, that's so ridiculous. But so Pat Benatar was up there. Was she in the top 5 in the snub?
No, she's not in the top 5. Here's who's. I'll give you the top 5.
Just list it out.
She's number 10. She's number 10 on that list.
She's
number
10.
1.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so number 1, like we said, was Outkast. Number 2 is Joy Division.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about them? Are they more like, I saw somebody once write they're a better T-shirt than they are a band, and
that's true.
Better documentary, actually.
Don't they have like 1
I
or
like
2
what
albums?
they evolved into better.
Yeah, I like New Order. I like New Order.
Too.
I think New Order is a lot of fun. I don't, it's dance. It's like quality dance music, but good stuff. But yeah, I don't know. They didn't have very many albums either, right? I feel like they're
they have 2.
No.
2?
Yeah.
Two,
How about this one?
But they're an impact band. I feel like a lot of people kind of were inspired by them and then maybe went on to make greater music. People like Beck and different bands. There's people that took pieces of that and made it great. So that's an impact band. That's,
All right, how about this? Talking about impact guys, and you look at what the Hole have put in the last couple of years. How does John Coltrane not be in? And he's number 3 on this list.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, who? I mean, I guess there's been is Miles Davis in, and like
Miles
Chet Baker.
Davis is in.
Okay.
That's weird.
Yeah. Now here's another one. Here's a band that I love, who I think should be in, is the Smiths. They're number 4 on this list. And I think when it comes to new wave and that whole mope rock scene, and that led to the whole emo thing, I think it started with the Smiths. So I talk about influential bands.
Yeah. I'll give you that. I think the Smiths are an impact band. I think it's fucking depressing. I can't listen to it for more than like an hour. It's like after an hour, I'm like, okay, she's in a coma. Wake her up.
Is REM in the?
Yes. There's
no
way.
They're in.
Yes,
okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Number 5 on the list was Soundgarden.
Okay.
Impact band.
This
they had
I
a
do
decent
not
amount
agree.
of albums. They had at least 5 albums.
Yeah, they had
they
6
go
albums there. Yeah.
Yeah, well, they go in. Then Alice in Chains, I think, has to go in. I think Pearl Jam is already in.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're with them. And number 6 is Bjork.
Oh yeah, she should be in.
Huge impact.
Really?
Yeah.
You guys
You
think
don't
so?
think Bjork should be in it?
Huge impact. Oh, I think so.
Bjork's
The
amazing.
Sugar Cubes alone, that was an amazing band.
No, but we're talking as a solo artist.
She doesn't matter. She deserves. It's like she's great. I love that album. Her first solo album. I mean, I got that in college. Was freaking
Debut,
great.
Yeah, and Post, the second one.
Just her
great.
fashion. Her fashion alone. Anybody that wears a duck on her neck.
Go into the FIT Hall
She
of
sounds
Fame.
great live too. I don't know if you've seen her.
She's good. Yeah, we're gonna fight you on that one, Jeff. All right,
okay.
go ahead. Who
How
else
about
you
this
got?
one? I think this is a very overrated artist who should not be in. Kate Bush, number 7.
You don't think what? Come on.
Oh, come on. Running up that hill.
Come
That's
on,
the big
she got a great
breakthrough.
voice. You got a great voice.
Everyone has a
Bush
great
is an
voice.
artist. Put
She's
her
an
in.
amazing voice. She's raw. She's goth and cool. Like, come on. If there's no Kate Bush, there's definitely no Sinead O'Connor. Like that's
And that wouldn't be a bad thing either.
Oh, come on. She should be in too. I think she's great.
Prince thought she was great.
Okay, now this I think guy would go in more for his collaborations and maybe for his behind the scenes stuff, and that would be Brian Eno.
Okay, yeah, he should be in,
especially with his work with the Talking Heads. See, I could see him before Kate Bush and definitely before Bjork.
All right, who else is on there? Let's keep going down this list. I like this.
I'm very curious to hear what you guys think about this band, Sonic Youth.
Yes,
Sonic Youth should be in.
Yeah, they should definitely be in.
It's not something I'm going to put on, but they're great. They definitely contributed a lot for sure.
They fit your criteria, Dustin. 16 albums
and influential. 16. There would be there wouldn't be Nirvana or anything like that.
And people only own 2 of those albums, but that's a lot.
That's probably right.
They had a couple.
Anyone want to guess who's number 10?
I thought it was Pat Benatar.
Pat Benatar, 12 albums.
You knew that. That was
for 22 years, 15 top 40 hits.
15. I could name a couple.
Sold over 30 million records. How she's not in is a crime.
I mean,
so
crime,
you want
Jeff?
Pat Benatar, but not Kate Bush or Bjork. I don't get it.
Pat Benatar blows the 2 of them away.
I like Pat Benatar
in a mainstream way, sure, but not in. I mean, they all have something that you can't
even
compare
in an influential way. She does.
It doesn't matter. It's a different kind of influentialism. It's like they're just different. They're different singers. That you can't compare that. It's not. You're not competing. They're not competing with Pat Benatar's audience.
I'm not talking about singing style. I'm just talking about how they affected future generations of music. Like, so a couple of weeks ago, Adam and I we saw Hailstorm, right? And as we're watching, me and him are texting each other, and I'm like, I could definitely see Pat Benatar singing this song. You know, she had an impact on Hailstorm. She had an impact on Evanescence.
Yeah.
Fucking Pat Benatar.
She did. I'm not saying she's not good. She's totally good, but you don't know what Pat Benatar did. She might have pissed somebody off.
I did a little digging, and this is what I believe it is.
What
when she goes in, she wants to go in with her husband Neil Giraldo.
Nobody
and I don't
wants
think
that.
That's exactly it. I don't think anyone wants to go in with Neil Giraldo, but he's the principal songwriter. He's been with us since the very beginning.
Well, why wouldn't he?
Yeah,
but why wouldn't he be part of that then? If he was,
he should be part of it. If I ever get anything off any albums, I'm bringing Anthony with me. He'd help me with all this stuff. It's like, it'll be my first thank you. Yeah, but she should totally, she should be able to do that. But that's weird that they're not letting her do that. But so I like her now. I actually like her better because of that.
Okay.
Not her music, but I like her.
If you want to keep going down this list a little bit.
You don't
talk about on this show.
This show's a wash. Just keep going.
I think this is good stuff.
Anthony, how about you like this band? We talked about them. They fall under Dustin's criteria by 1 album, 9 albums. Devo,
yeah, they should. I'm surprised they're not in there already.
Can't believe they have 9 albums, but I like Devo.
I can't vouch for all 9 albums, but the early ones.
I bet there's some of them there you're just listening to like a refrigerator noise or something. Like
those first few are great though. Really different and cutting edge stuff.
They were one of the most refreshing things besides Michael Jackson on MTV. Like it was this whole new pop thing. It was great. Fun. Weird and interesting, and it was like the part of the 80s that were fun was Devo. Like the essence of what they are was definitely fun.
I've been listening to them recently, man. I really started getting back. Remember the song "A Girl You Want"?
Yeah, good.
That's a great song. It's a fun pop song.
Yeah.
Okay, number 12 on the list, a band I don't think should get in, the Pixies.
The Pixies should absolutely be in the Rock and Roll Hall.
First of all, six albums, Dustin. Six albums.
I'm okay. Okay. Well, I've just
they're still a band, so I think.
Hold on, Anthony. I know you're getting emotional about this, but I backtracked on the 10. We said 5 was the number, and they're definitely a 5er and an impactor. And I've seen them live. Anybody with a guitar in the past 20 years tries to sound like the Pixies. Like, they're a phenomenal band. And they've, the Breeders and everything else that spawned from them. And
I love the Breeders too.
Frank Black by himself.
Yeah,
there's so much great music
they're a
from them.
real good middle band.
No, they're not. If you even heard them besides
I'm supposed to go
Doolittle,
see the Pixies.
besides Doolittle, have you heard? They have a lot. They're great. They're really good. I think you're wrong on that one.
Okay, here's a band I like. They just make it. New Order. You think New Order should be in?
We talked about that. Yeah, we like.
I think
New
the
Order.
Pixies before New Order.
Absolutely, the Pixies before
the other way.
Freaking Pat Benatar.
Yeah.
Okay, now this band here, only 4 albums. 4. And
Was
they're
it
up,
Anthony?
and they're up, and I bet
That's
you,
just in
and
the
I
last
bet
2
you
years.
they get in. I bet you they get in this year. Okay, Rage Against the Machine.
They should be. Why not?
Impact
4
band.
albums.
They had
Impact
a huge. They
Let me
were
tell you something. If they
hugely
get in
influential.
before Maiden and before Priest, it's a fix. And I'm
Rage
done
Against the
with the whole-
Machine. Rage Against the Machine was potentially the reason there was a whole new metal.
Absolutely.
I mean, as bad as new metal was, Rage
Yeah,
Against, they took what
I mean,
Rage Against the Machine was doing.
I mean, they might be responsible for Limp Bizkit, but that's not their fault.
It wasn't their fault. But it was very cutting edge and influential.
Well, here's the deal. Okay. All right, Jeff. Here's the deal. Once
And
in
I
a
love
while.
Rage.
Well, I know. Let me do my little thing. Once in a while, I think there's a
Shut up,
band.
Anthony.
I'm gonna fight all of you. I really am.
Stupid Anthony.
No, but listen. Think like a Bob Dylan. That's what Rage is to me. They're a band that not only can they rock, not only is it something you'd never heard before. There's like social issues that they're tackling. They got people to vote, man. They got people to kind of like change their view on what corporate society is and all that stuff. That's a part of music. So when you can incorporate, because that's what real rock and roll is. And so when you can put that in there, that's what the Beatles were. That's what so many bands try to do. Then to me, that's something besides being able to play as good as Iron Maiden. So I really feel that you're missing it a little bit on what Rage is to a lot of people.
I know what Rage is. I love Rage Against the Machine. I have all their albums. I love them.
But you compare too much. The fact that you would compare, they're not even. It's night and day with Iron Maiden. It's completely different music.
No. This is my comparison. Is that Maiden has been on the ballot for now 18 years. 18 years that this band has been ignored.
But that's not Rage Against the Machine's fault.
But they've been ignored by
That's
industry.
Eddie's fault. They need to get rid of the gimmick.
No, they don't need to get rid of the gimmick. If you listen to anyone who plays music, any bass player, they'll tell you Steve Harris is in their top 5.
I love Iron Maiden.
He's phenomenal.
But I will tell you this. I saw Iron Maiden live and I saw Rage Against the Machine live, and I'm telling you, Rage. I'd never seen the way the crowd just erupted with Rage. I'd never seen anything like that before in my life. Every dude took their shirt off, like it was like we were just like, whoa, this is amazing. We all want to fight each other.
Go to the man cave on any Saturday night and see the same thing.
Exactly. Well, give me those free passes you keep talking about. Give me those free passes. You keep bragging. You got them. You know a guy. But I don't know. I can't believe you. I mean, I think they deserve it. I think they definitely deserve to be in. Here's the deal. Let me say this, Jeff. One quick thing. When people are upset that the band's not around, that's a huge thing. It's like there's some bands that broke up and nobody cares. There's some bands that aren't touring and nobody cares. But when you even mention the idea that Rage might be doing something, people go wild. They were going to do it without the singer. And so it's like, yeah.
You can't do Rage without Zach. They did. They become prophets of
prophets of Rage.
But people were still excited because it was a part of Rage. That's
why they were excited about Audioslave.
Yeah,
I like Audioslave.
They had a couple good songs.
You didn't like them, Anthony, did you?
A couple. What was that one? Cochise. That was a good song. They had a couple.
Was good. Like
I heard
was
one
good.
album. That first album I heard, it was pretty good.
They could have been better. They should have rocked harder.
Adam, Rage Against the Machine, Hall of Fame.
I was thinking about that earlier today, and especially because they're now on the 2022 ballot. I don't know. I mean, I think there's other bands I'd rather see get in there, and I really liked Rage. But I just, and it's the same thing. If there was only 4 albums, their impact, I think, was really, there was a really short window where, I think they were, what was it, mid 90s when they were done, but or maybe it was later 90s.
No,
but
2000s they came out with like kind of like a covers album where they did Renegades of Funk.
That was fun.
Ghost of Tom Joad.
What about Tool? Are they on that list?
They are not on that list. But there are some other guys who, well, you tell me. Maiden is number 15, who I think should be number 1 on the list. I'm not familiar with Nick Drake. Are you guys?
Yeah. I mean, a little bit, not everything he's ever
done. He only
done.
has 3 albums, and
no, you don't. You don't know who that is.
Years.
No, I do.
I'm kidding.
Well, I just want to double check that. I'm thinking of the right.
Yeah, Anthony always has to be that guy. I really enjoy the drummer of Scritti Politti. He has a style that no one else has. How about Television?
Anthony is too young for Scritti Politti, just for the record. Anyway, go ahead.
I love that you get a Scritti Politti reference.
Oh, I do. I'm old like you.
Scritti Politti.
Nick Drake. Yeah, the Pink Moon album is the one that I know.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that.
His stuff was in commercials for like Volkswagen or something. Like, remember when Wilco was doing that? When all their songs were in commercials?
Oh, they were like giant hamsters?
And Barry Manilow wrote jingles too.
I love how you said
Television?
That. Barry Manilow wrote
Television should be in there.
Only 3 albums.
Yeah, but they were like part of the movement.
Impact. There's an impact category that we invented on this show.
Yeah.
And a heroin clause.
Do you guys remember Warren Zevon?
Yeah. Yeah, he had some good ones.
Hey, he wrote some good songs, but is he
American Werewolf in London? Right?
Yeah. There you go.
Not American.
I feel like you think I'm just bullshitting the whole time.
Of London. You combined the movie and the song.
I was a professional musician.
Girls all the time. I do that with girls all the time. They'd be talking. They'd be like, hey, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Before I did comedy, I was really making a living as a musician.
I know. We all love music. That's why we're on this show. Yeah.
Okay. How about Nas, the rapper?
Yeah. Influential.
Yeah.
Hugely influential.
But in hip hop, not rock and roll.
But
slow your roll. It's Black History Month, my friend.
Okay, I'm not saying that he says music should be banned.
Stole rock and roll from black people, and then the rebel of that is hip hop.
So he can go in the hip hop Hall of Fame along with this.
It's still rock and roll. It's
the Rock and Roll
the same thing.
It's all music.
Hip hop is rock and roll. It's not even. Adam, are you with me on this?
That hip hop's rock and roll.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yes. It's absolutely. It's rock and roll. It's not a flying V guitar. It's beatbox, whatever it is. It's sampled, but it's still rock and roll. It's the exact. There's no way it's not rock and roll.
I always thought that like gangster rap had the same attitude of hardcore punk. It was just different perspectives.
You're right, but hip hop and gangster rap are 2 different things.
Well, there's been a lot of hip hop artists that have made it through. I mean, I know you love Run DMC
and jazz. You don't think Miles Davis?
You don't think Run DMC should be in there?
They should, because because they're the ones that started the crossover, and they did it even before the duet with Aerosmith. When you look at the early stuff, and they did things like
what is Coltrane to you then?
Yeah, Coltrane. Miles Davis is in there.
Coltrane to me is an influencer.
And you don't think hip hop is an influencer?
I'm not saying that hip hop.
No,
I just don't. I think it's a different genre of music that shouldn't be, in the rock and roll Hall of Fame.
Twitchers.
We're talking music Hall of Fame. It's different.
But is there a music Hall of Fame?
Difference?
Isn't there only the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
No. First of all, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is made up. It's bullshit that was made up by Rolling Stone magazine. Okay, so they could have like a night.
Well, you're the only one that cares about it, Jeff.
We are trying to do a show here, Dustin.
You're the only one that says Pat Benatar should be in. No, you're the only one that gets mad that she's not in.
Well, she should be in.
Okay, we get it.
Okay, let's finish this list. Okay.
Please finish.
And we're going to continue this argument with this next artist, who I don't think should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Who is it?
Wu-Tang Clan.
Oh, my God.
And you're from Staten Island.
I am from Staten Island.
You should respect the Tang.
All of them should be in there.
Yeah, why not? It's rock and roll, baby.
Yeah.
It's definitely rock and roll.
This band has been snubbed for the last 3 years. I think they belong in before Nas and Wu-Tang, Oasis.
I don't think so.
They got in when the Beatles got in.
Oh, and what a great last artist on the list. You ready?
Here we go.
This is something we have argued on this show. Daft Punk.
Okay.
I would say bigger impact than Pat Benatar.
Absolutely.
I hate the two of you.
I have no problem with Daft Punk being in there.
Yeah,
I have a huge problem with Daft Punk being in there.
Do you like them, Anthony, or no?
I think they're fine.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite group, but I like the.
It's nobody's favorite group, but they're good.
I like the hits. I had never really.
The hit?
They had multiple hits.
Well, somebody like you who's, you're always experimenting with music and different things and doing your own, drumming and different. I just think it's somebody that creates music would appreciate what they do.
Yeah.
On a kind of a producing level, I think they're interesting as I think it's like anything that's different is cool. And anything that changes the same, because we can't just have the same sound. You know what I mean? It can't just be riffs off of blues, which is most of rock and roll. It's like Led Zeppelin, amazing band, but it's everything they're doing in Memphis. And so it's like it's just so it's like you got to switch that up eventually, and that's what bands like Iron Maiden did. There's like hard metal and whatever, and then Rage took it further and did other social issue stuff, and that's
also Maiden changed their sound when they changed lead singers. They came out more, their first two albums were more of like a punk sound with Di'Anno as the singer. And then when they get, what's his name? Bruce Dickinson. All of a sudden they changed completely and become more of a metal band.
Yeah. Is there any Twitchers listening? Is there any, does anybody think hip hop is rock and roll? I really, that one's going to stay for a while. So Jeff and I that's going to be our ongoing battle. Not as fun as Pat Benatar being snubbed into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Well, it's, being Black History Month, we're doing some audibles on this show, just so you know. I'm out of town, so I didn't bring my vinyl collection with me. Imagine that. I'm just like packing crates.
All these milk crates.
So I got Dustin's vinyl. I'm just like packing them at the airport. So Adam is going to do the random pick today, and so that's of kind of representing some Black history music. And is this part of your father's collection? Is that?
Yeah. I just recently found some of my dad's vinyl collection, and he had a much bigger CD collection over on this wall that's over here. It's just filled with hundreds of CDs. But so I found some of his vinyl. I threw some of them together, and I'll just pull something randomly here.
Cool. Yeah, Dustin style. I like it.
Not even looking.
Show got started.
All right. So this one fits in what we were talking about with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Lionel Richie is one of the nominees. And so this is the Commodores.
Oh, nice.
Commodores' greatest hits there.
What a band. What a band. Yes. Jeff, rock and roll?
They're not rock and roll. They're more pop music.
Are you kidding me? But they got guitars. They got drums. They got bass.
Lionel Richie can get funky. If Michael Jackson's in, Lionel Richie's in.
Exactly. All right. Oh my gosh.
This has got some great ones on here too.
I think it's a great songwriter.
What are some of the great songs?
We got Brick House.
We got
Brick House. Yeah.
We got Easy. We got Machine Gun, which
I forgot what the Commodores did. I didn't even know Lionel Richie was in the Commodores.
Oh yeah. Let me look at my phone. Yeah, I remember that. That was
I know Brick House. Brick House.
Brick House.
Who did anybody cover that recently?
Rick James.
It wasn't like Faith No More covered Easy.
Yeah,
they should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Faith No More.
Didn't like Korn or somebody cover Brick House?
I thought somebody. Maybe was it Chili Peppers?
They should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Are they in? They were in, right?
Chili Peppers?
Oh yeah.
They should be in.
What? What is wrong with you? You don't like the Chili Peppers? Oh my gosh.
They're overrated.
They're not overrated. Talk about a band that just did their own thing and then got popular. It's like they don't give a shit. They put socks on their dicks and playing bass and having fun. And
people
surfing.
have been doing that before. Maiden should be in before Chili Peppers.
So
they're not as crossover. They don't have as many hits as like Chili Peppers. More people like Chili Peppers. You gotta like the chicks. Gotta like the girls have to like it too. And the girls have to like it too.
Girls like
Jeff.
Maiden.
No, they don't. There's 6 girls that like Maiden.
A single woman who listens to Iron Maiden.
Okay, so
I'm sure they exist.
That criteria,
I don't know.
Rush shouldn't be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and they're in, and they deserve to be
Rush
in.
That's true. Well, I am not a huge Rush guy,
but I respect talented. What they do. What they did.
There you go, Anthony. Yes, absolutely. Same page. Machine Gun is a really good Commodore song. Yeah. That came on the other day. I was out somewhere and it just was on, and I Shazam. You guys do the Shazam? I love that.
Yeah, I love that.
I was like, what's the name? I knew it was something. It's Commodore. I didn't know what song it was, but that's a great song. Oh yeah, and I love an instrumental. That's I think it's mostly instrumental, right? The entire song.
Yeah, the whole song's instrumental, and it was in Boogie Nights. Absolutely perfect for it.
Yeah.
Such great music in that. Oh, there's a new TV show that just came out. It's off the Marvel series, Peacemaker. Have you seen that, Adam?
Yeah. It's off of DC's Suicide Squad.
Yes. Oh, DC. Yes, not Marvel. Sorry, my bad. And I put on here. Have you noticed how great the music is? It's all this like Swedish metal.
Yeah, and it's got a great opening song.
Yeah, here's just some of the bands on that show, all like Swedish and Norwegian metal, but it's like the Dust Bowl Jokies, Santa Cruz, Wigwam, Kissing Dynamite, Bang. Listen, how cool is this name as a band? Bang Camaro.
That's my porn name.
I feel like Jeff had a Camaro for sure. All right, what else you got, Adam? Lionel Richie.
Cool. Before we get to the next one, so Brick House was covered by Rob Zombie.
I love that.
I knew
That's
someone
fun.
great did it.
I knew somebody ruined it. I love Rob Zombie.
All right, let me reach back here.
Could be anything. Nobody knows.
Oh, that brings me back to those 1 minute videos.
All right, we got Whitney Houston on this one.
Okay. Jeff is okay with it.
Yeah.
See, I don't know. What do you think, Jeff?
Rock and roll, Jeff. She's in the Hall of Fame.
She's in it, but I don't know if she should be Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
There's no other Hall of Fame.
I think there is a.
It's all music. They just call it that.
There is a music Hall of Fame. I believe, isn't it in Memphis?
Yeah, that's very popular.
Listen, just because the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is doing better than the one in Memphis. Okay, they're trying to make it a TV show.
Okay, DC. Okay, I'm trying to read one of these comments here.
What songs are on the Whitney Houston album? I'm not familiar with this.
So this looks like I think this is her debut album. You can see on it Billboard Top New Artist 1985. You have You Give Good Love, Saving All My Love for You.
Great song.
How Will I Know, and Thinking About You.
How Will I Know? Okay.
Yeah.
How Will I Know is a huge hit.
This album has to have about 4 top 10 singles.
Yeah, it's funny. You just make me laugh. That's a huge hit. Yeah, it was a huge hit.
That's one of the ones.
It's got Greatest Love of All also on here.
That was on.
Anthony.
Shit.
Yeah, this is really good.
That one I'm not so familiar with.
Did you ever hear it?
But huge hit.
Huge hit. Yeah.
All right, keep going, Adam. This is going to be the show today. We're pulling audible. We'll get to Sturgill next week. Go ahead.
Oh, come on.
All right, you want me to just keep going through these?
Just keep going. This is fun.
All right.
Yeah. This show, it's fine. This is fun, Jeff. So this is the best the show's ever been.
I know. I think that's why I say let's keep going with this. Let's make this
that's what I said. And then you just never mind.
It's good when we argue. Ooh, Benny King.
Benny King, greatest hits.
I don't know Benny King.
Is it just Is it just Stand By Me?
I'm thinking
Anthony, don't act like you know Benny King.
Stand By Me. I know Benny King.
That's his big hit.
I don't know what else he did.
Do you?
No, it's Stand By Me 11 times.
Right. Stand By Me.
Yeah, I knew
let's see what
that song.
I only know that song.
Big hit.
Big hit,
Anthony.
Big hit.
Big hit. Stand by me. Can you play a little? Just stand by.
No, I mean the whole album's worth it just for Stand By Me.
Right?
No, I don't know.
Do you ever do that? You just get some vinyl. It's just like I bought some vinyl the other day. It was just one song. I forget what it was. How about Night Ranger? Just for the freaking Sister Christian. There's like no other. Every other song is terrible on that album.
That's not true.
The drummer wrote
That's
that
not
song.
true. Oh, you're wrong. They're great.
The drummer wrote that song.
Give me 2 other good songs on the Night Ranger album.
On the Night Ranger album, Don't Tell Me You Love Me
and
God. 4 in the Morning.
Okay, this show is completely canceled. We're done.
Never heard those songs.
I've seen them. They're such a good band.
Here's a comment here. Tasty Snacks says the opening band, he's talking about Peacemaker. The opening band got dropped by their label a week before the show came out, but they were getting offers left and right now. Okay, I guess the opening band of Peacemaker. Yeah, that sounds like an Anthony thing. We're just about to get on the show and then some shit goes down.
Right. Story of my life.
I think somebody sells your NFT, and how funny would it be if they made like 20 grand off of that NFT of yours?
It's ridiculous. It's so funny though that one of the, because I have the song about Spotify not paying well, and then that's one of the songs that gets stolen as an NFT, and it's the Spotify people partially responsible. It's really come full circle.
Yeah, it's really,
They just continue to steal from me.
It's a horrible world for the artist. Okay, what else you got, Adam?
All right. Well, on this album, it looks like Benny King's only credit on here is Stand By Me. Everything else is Phil Spector. There's that's the only one on here. I don't really recognize any of the other songs.
Phil Spector wrote all the songs?
But he's got credits on about 4 or 5 of them on here.
Okay,
Spanish
we have another comment that says, "Can we talk about Meatloaf 2 by Jeffrey Paul?"
he did die since we were away.
I didn't realize that Meatloaf was like pretty anti-vax.
Oh, was he?
And he died of COVID.
And anti-vegetables.
But I was sad at first, and then I started reading up on the last few years of his life, and it's like kind of like, that's what you get.
Yeah. Well, did have one good album. What do you think about? I try to listen to the second album, The Dead Ringer, which talk about a horrible name for the situation. But I bought it actually, and I couldn't get into it, Jeff. So why don't you sell me on this album?
Okay, I will say on first of all, second album written basically entirely by Jim Steinman, who is in my top 5 songwriters of all time. I think the opening track is excellent. Peel Out is kind of like almost like a version of Bat Out of Hell. It's that aggressive top rock song. Love it. I'm Gonna Love Her for Both of Us is another. These are all classic type of Jim Steinman's, starting out with the big crescendo and the huge choruses. Read 'Em and Weep is another like classic song, which was covered and slightly altered by Barry Manilow, which he had a big hit with it on the adult contemporary charts. And then, when you said, check out this album, at first I thought you meant just the song Dead Ringer for Love, which is a fantastic duet that he does with Cher, which, she appears in the video. I don't know if you guys ever saw the video. It's a fun video. It looks like something that may have came out of like Grease. It could have been like a rock and roll version of Grease. They never performed it like in concert, but it appears on her greatest hits album. It's on his greatest hits albums. This was a great.
It's on my greatest hits album.
It's on Anthony's greatest hits album. It's such a cool song. I like this one for a follow-up album, man. You got to remember, this album comes out about
the NFTs.
Let's see, if Meatloaf debut came out around 78, this album came out in 84. So a lot of like the momentum from the first album had already kind of dissipated a little bit because it took so long to write the album and produce the album. And Steinman was writing for other people. And then, after the success of the first album, these guys were already starting to have like their falling out. Okay. but it is a great follow-up record. It's not as big as Bat Out of Hell or Bat 2, but it's still a solid album on its own.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it had a very hard time following Bat Out of Hell. I would go as far to say I can't really do Meatloaf after that. I think he's. I think.
You didn't like Bat Out of Hell too?
Does that have?
I'm just going the first one. That's
love?
the only one I like. I can't go past that album. I would say one album wonder. I said it, and I don't give a shit.
I think I agree.
I
mean, what was
disagree with you guys
Bat
more.
Out of Hell 2 was the one. Was that the one with the I Would Do Anything for Love?
Yeah.
Yes, it's big.
I mean, it was a big hit, but that song's kind of like. It's kind of lame.
Every time I hear that
How is
song,
it lame?
I just want to bash my head into the window.
I thought it was
lame. It's a great song.
I mean, it came out in what, like 94?
93.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
it was so that makes it lame?
That time, I mean, compared to what was coming out, that ship had sailed.
Yeah.
No,
that
it hasn't
bat had flown away.
Somebody wrote better actor than musician. He wasn't a musician. He was a singer.
You don't think singers are musicians? I do.
I guess I do, but I mean, like, look at the talent.
You can't make a statement and then go, "Yeah, I guess I do." You just said.
I just did.
Well, but I would maybe argue that in this case, because he's a singer but also doesn't write his songs, I think that makes him a little less of a musician.
But what he does with his voice is another level. It's very operatic. True. It's like, I mean, it's not just, there's a lot going on in his voice. Like that, not anybody could do what he did.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. It's not like, he's just strumming along.
And his albums, man, he had tremendous talent around him. Like, remember, like the touring band, he had Bruce Kulick and his brother, who were like, part of Grand Funk and then Kiss, Chasm Sultan and all of Utopia. Todd Rundgren played guitar on it and produced the album. Steinman wrote the songs. I mean, that is as great as it gets. I love.
Okay, well, here's the deal. I went in, I bought the album, and I knew it wasn't a great album when it was the day after Meatloaf died, a vinyl record, and $10.
Bargain bin.
You got a deal.
You know what I mean? $10 for like an artist that just dies. You know what I mean? Like they always go up like $40-$50 if it's a decent album. I tell you, Bet Out of Hell on CD was like $40. So,
get out of here.
It was. You don't.
But was that
did you go to a record
pressing?
store right after he died? No, I did, and I'm telling you.
No, that's crazy though.
Well, it's not crazy. It's what people do. They buy up stuff when people die, bro.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
I'm selling the NFTs.
When Anthony dies, I'm buying all his tight T-shirts and.
You want this one, Neutral Milk Hotel?
When Anthony dies, I'm going to be playing John Cougar Mellencamp at his wake.
Jeff, you will definitely die before Anthony. But
wow.
I'll stick around just to spite him.
You will haunt him and just hit him with your best shot.
That would be hilarious though if you showed up and you just have a boombox and you're holding it up playing John Cougar Mellencamp. Hilarious.
This is fun, guys. Good to see you. We were supposed to talk about Sturgill Simpson's amazing album, but we didn't get there. We're gonna get to it again. We're gonna do next week, and we'll do a little bit of country, and then we'll do the some Black History Month stuff. But thank you so much for listening in, and great to see you guys. This is one of our best shows. It's hilarious. So I think each week we're gonna start with it. So bring us another list, Jeff. That's how we're gonna start the show from now on.
Lists.
Bring
us a list. I like
albums
that.
Of all time, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, and then we're just gonna have fun disputing. Great guys, thank you for watching and listening to our podcast. And I think we're gonna try to get on Tidal, right, Adam? Get us on Tidal, man. Spotify's for the losers. All right, thanks, guys. We love you. Until we get off, listen to it on Spotify.